Hello, people of grace. For our pastoral connect today, I just want to plant a thought in our heads to ponder as we begin a new sermon series this coming week through the book of Philippians, looking at Paul's letter to the Philippians. And our thought for today is soul care, and starting with shepherding your own soul. Paul's letter to the Philippians is often called an epistle of joy. But behind that joy is something that maybe we could call attitude. And what we find when we look at Scripture is a little bit of a peculiar way of looking at things from how we typically look at it, of how the Scriptures view this facet of our thinking or our awareness or what that we might call our attitude. And really it's how things come through our attitude. It's not the things themselves that determine whether our souls are going to be well cared for or not. And I just want to take a moment to explore that because on an objective level, the people of God have the mediation of Christ and the comforting work of God's Spirit. That's the children of light have those resources, and those things are ultimately how our souls are shepherded. But even Christ and the Spirit of Christ interacts with our souls through our awareness, or what we could call our attitude. So on a practical level, we do need those resources, and they're out there and available, being Christ and His Spirit. But sooner or later, those things have to get processed through our attitude. And we have a long journey to have our attitude become more and more like Christ's attitude. And just as a preview of Paul's letter to the Philippians, when we think about shepherding our own souls, I just want to share three quick thoughts. First of all, attitude is your internal protector. In one of these peculiar passages, as the Hebrew people through the prophet Isaiah were told about the coming deliverer for them, which would be Cyrus, a Persian king, Isaiah says that Cyrus is my shepherd, and he shall fulfill all my desire to really bless his people. And that idea of shepherd is really, Cyrus is the means by which I will bless my people. And Cyrus is, therefore, my conduit. My attitude is the way that the Hebrew people really understood that. Cyrus is my caregiver. So your attitude is the means by which God seeks to care for your own soul. And therefore, your attitude is your protector. It's your soul's shepherd. But when your attitude is bad, then your own attitude is your greatest adversary or tormentor. When Jesus says to Peter, "Get thee behind me, Satan, for you are not setting your mind on the things of God." That little phrase, setting your mind, is your attitude's messed up. The channel by which God blesses us is fouled up. Therefore, everything that comes through it is fouled up. So our attitudes, when we have the attitude of Christ, are our protectors, but when we stray from that, our own attitudes become the little devil within us, the Satan within us, our greatest tormentor. In short, our worst wounds are self-inflicted. We can give into a spirit of timidity and torment, and we want to fixate on the things that are going on out here, but it really isn't those things. Corrie ten Boom could tell us this. Viktor Frankl could tell us this. They both survived Nazi concentration camps because the one thing that we really can change is our attitude. Through Christ, by His Spirit, we can have what Paul says is the mind of Christ. And when we don't have that, we destroy ourselves. Often posing as being righteous and wise, when really we're just shredding ourselves and ultimately then other people. Because your attitude, your internal narrative, the way you process things, eventually it leaks out. So learn to shepherd your own soul by cultivating a different attitude. It's hard, it's a challenge, but it's something we can do by God's grace. It is within our power, where so much of the stuff that is out here is not within our power to change. And since it's within our power to change, we can have courage and be encouraged in that fight. Have a blessed evening.